Okay, so I'll walk you through basically what is called the learning journey for all learners. So you might be confused as to how much time will it take for your particular goal. Uh, the simple answer to this question is it depends on how long and how uh, much time you put within your learning journey. So I'll show you a tab where I'll walk you through the profile or the amount of time taken by different kinds of people in completing their journey. Assuming you are a complete beginner, which you are not, I will let you know the number of months later. But let's for now assume that there are three kinds of learners. One is a lazy learner who doesn't put any hours outside of the class, and assume that he gives 1 hour per day. An average learner, he gives 2 hours per day. Super learner, he gives 4 hours per day to his studies. Based on the average number of hours needed to reach a particular level, we see that for an average learner, it takes about 11 months to reach B2 level, right? Assuming you're already at B1 or A2 upper, it will take you somewhere between 5 to 6 months for you to reach that level. Okay, assuming you're already here at A2 upper or B1 lower, it will take you about 6 to 5 months to reach that B2 level if you are giving like 2 hours per day on average to your studies. That said, let me walk you through the curriculum that we are going to cover within our class. Okay, so this is the detailed curriculum that we're going to follow. You can see there are about two kinds of rows here. The blue ones here are basically nothing but the lesson basically is divided into two parts. One is comprehension and the other is production. So the weekday classes are going to be 1 hour, 10 minutes long. Okay? And within 1 hour, 10 minutes, what we're going to do is 50 minutes, we're going to do comprehension, and for 20 minutes, we're going to do production. There's a reason behind why I've chosen comprehension to be higher, and it is usually the case in all the French classes that we see, because we need a lot more comprehension in order to produce something. Okay, so what you're gonna do is we are within comprehension gonna do listening. Just a moment, sorry. So, someone, bonjour, someone. Just a moment. Yes, I'll go back to this. So we're going to cover listening for 20 minutes, and then we're going to cover theory or reading for about 30 minutes. Okay. So this is going to be the plan. And then in production, what we're going to do is either reading or either speaking or writing. So you see, when we're going to do speaking, we're not going to do writing. And writing, what we're going to do is discuss the feedback on what you wrote from your home as homework. And we're going to do those corrections in front of everyone, making your names anonymous so that nobody's afraid of making mistakes. But we're going to give you detailed feedback and everybody's going to learn from those mistakes. Okay. So that's how the overall structure of the lesson will be. Today, what I'm going to walk you through is a subject, a theory subject, which an example in my last class, which some people missed, but a lot of other people were present from this group as well. I covered passé composé last time. This time I'm going to cover subjunctive. Okay, and it's a very dreaded topic in French grammar. So this is going to be one of our theory lessons every week. The other two lessons that are going to be there for theory, I'm not going to cover proper theory. I'm going to use stories and newspapers to actually help you understand how this thing is used. Okay. So one class we're going to do theory, and two other classes in the week we're going to see the application of that theory. Is that understood? Any doubts so far? Okay. Are you able to see the screen clearly? Assuming you are. So let's address this beast.
Yes.
Let's address this beast that is the subjunctive. Okay. Uh, so the one takeaway that I want you to take from this class, if anything, is this one line. The subjunctive, unlike popular belief, is a mood. It's not a tense. A lot of people believe that subjunctive is a tense, but it's not. It's actually just a mood. And I'll explain what are mood and what is the difference between a mood and a tense, you ask. So pardon me for this, there's no doubt. Just a moment. Just a moment, I'm sorry. Yes. So let's talk about the differences between a mood and a tense. So every verb, it has three kinds of aspects to it. One, there is the tense. Tense means which tense we're talking about. Is it the past? Is it the future? Or is it the present? Okay. I'll give you three examples. I ate an apple. J'ai mangé une pomme in the past. Je mange une pomme. I'm eating an apple. Je mangerai une pomme. Okay. I will eat an apple. There's an aspect of it. Aspect means within that particular tense, am I doing the action continuously or the action is done for a short period of time? For example, in French, we have this aspect of the past. There are within the past tense, there can be two types of tenses that we use. If the action is continuous, we use the l'imparfait, and if it's very short, we use passé composé. For example, quand j'étais petit, when I was small, and I was small for a long duration of time, so I use imperfect. Je mangeais une pomme tous les jours avant l'école. I used to eat an apple every day before school. Okay. And the other aspect of this is, and both of these are in past. J'ai mangé une pomme hier. So you see, within past as well, there are two aspects. Okay. One aspect is continuous action. The other is very short, small actions. The third aspect that we're going to discuss today is the mood. So the mood of the verb refers to the attitude of the action. Is that action actually happening? Is it a possibility? Okay. Is it a command that is being given? So just let's see these examples and you'll understand better. Je crois que vous mangez une pomme. I believe that you're eating a pomme. Eating an apple, sorry. I do not believe you that you're eating a pomme, eating an apple. Okay. So here is sort of a possibility that comes in this sentence, and hence we use subjunctive. So let's see formally. This was just to introduce to what is a tense versus what is a mood. We'll look at all the use cases. Just a moment. Sorry. Bonjour, Smriti. Okay. Bonjour, Devinder. Bienvenue. Okay, we're looking at subjunctive and we talked about it for some time. Now we're looking at the use cases for when to use subjunctive. So this might be a little weird, but bear with me. The first condition that the subjunctive warrants is that the mood should be right. And you say, Mohit, you're a video. We are here to learn the subjunctive, not moods, right? So here are the right moods. Hear me out. This weirdo, the mnemonic that I've developed for learning when to use the subjunctive. We have the wish, and we'll talk about all of these in detail. Don't worry. We have emotions, we have impersonal expressions, regret, doubt, and opinions. Okay. And when you say when is it the wrong mood for subjunctive? So there are two cases when the subjunctive does not like itself to be used. Okay. One is there has to be mutual respect involved. You can't be giving orders. Okay. You can't be giving orders. Just like in a relationship, you can't be giving orders. Same here, subjunctive warrants the use of respect, meaning there can't be orders involved, meaning the use of imperative is not the place where subjunctive is used. Donc, wherever there is order involved, we use l'imperative instead of subjunctive, right? And then second thing, just like in relationships, we have to be transparent and direct. You cannot be expressing your sentences with implied conditions. That's the second condition, okay? We use le conditionnel présent for those conditions. I'll give examples. Si j'avais un peu plus d'argent, j'aurais une grande maison. If I had some more money, I would have a bigger house or big house. Okay. Si j'étais le président, and these are all wishes. Okay. Si j'étais le président, je voyagerais partout dans le monde. If I were the president, I would travel all over the world. And these are all wishes that I'm implying using an imaginative sentence using an implied condition. Right. So these are the cases and moods. These are the only two moods where subjunctive is not used. This is helpful for you to know when to use as well. Okay, when not to use is basically the case where you cannot be using the subjunctive. All other places, we'll just check other rules, and if those conditions are also met, we will use the subjunctive. Okay. The second condition is there should be two different subjects, and different is very important here. Different subjects involved for most cases. We'll see some exceptions. Okay. Le subjunctive is only used for complex sentences with two subjects, one in the principal clause and one in the subordinate clause. And now you say, "भाई एक और चीज introduce कर दी, क्या चीज है?" I'll explain. Okay. And when one subject is different from the other, there has to be two subjects. One of the subject has to be different from the other subject. Okay. I want you to read this sentence. I went to the store, which is down the street from the house. So here, जो blue वाला part है, that is the principal clause. That the sentence makes a lot of sense even with the blue phrase itself. But if I just say which is down the street from my house, it doesn't make any sense. So that's the subordinate clause. Okay. So ऐसे ही French में there the subjunctive is only found within the subordinate clause. Okay. So this is the second condition, that there has to be two subjects. One, I'll show you. The first subject in the principal clause and the second subject in the subordinate clause is different. This is where the subjunctive is used. Okay. I can't say je veux que je fasse plus d'efforts. Say, write that down. Je veux que je fasse plus d'efforts. Okay. This is incorrect because both the sentences are, both the subjects are, sorry, the same. So that does not meet the first condition of subjunctive, which is to have two different subjects. So can someone tell me? We'll just recapitulate what is happening here. Can someone tell me what is the two basic conditions for subjunctive to be used? Anyone? They are written on the screen as well. You can just read them out.
Mood should be right, like the emotions,
Yeah.
lasuhet, la, doot.
Yep. And then what is the
And the
second condition?
second is there should be two different subjects involved, like
Exactly.
ya, woo, nu, woo.
Exactly. Yes. We'll now jump into the details of how to use the subjunctive, but before that, we need to learn how to form the subjunctive, right? How to conjugate the subjunctive. So, subjunctive, I know, is a mood, but we obviously write it differently in French. So, we have to learn how to form it before we actually know when and how to use those with the actual examples. Okay, so let's learn to conjugate. So, subjunctive is nothing but a combination of a stem or radical plus an ending, and subjunctive endings are fixed. You can learn these. It's E for je, ES for to. Can someone else help me with this? Can someone tell me what's the ending for LLO? You can just read it out. What's the ending for LLO?
For it as O to the
Il,
U.
yes. Can you
For
please speak a little loudly? I'm not able to hear you well.
for L and alluvial, we use A and T,
Yes,
and
very
for
nice.
no, we use E O N S. A
Even else?
for woo, we use E and T.
Bit for Vu, we
E and
use E-A-Z.
O.
E-A-Z. Okay. That's very nice. For stem and radical, there are just two rules. Okay, the first group of verbs, the first group of subjects, which is je, tu, il, elle, on, and il, elle pluriel, they follow one rule, and the other one, new one rule, which remain, they follow another rule. Okay, so I'll show you. And for these, we're only looking at the good verbs. The good verbs basically are those who actually follow the rules that we're going to discuss. There are some nauticates, which I like to call them, basically the irregular verbs of French, and there are a lot in almost all the tenses of French. So we will have to learn them separately. There is no other way that we can do them or learn them. Okay, you have to learn them separately. Let's look at examples, and you will understand this better. Take the example of penser. Very basic verb, right? Uh, let's first look at the rule which I discussed here. The first rule is to take the il, el, present conjugation. What is the il, el, present conjugation of penser? Can someone tell me? Yes,
Elbows.
il
No.
pense, elle pense. Yes, it's ent at the end with els. And for nous, it's pensons, right? What we do is eliminate ent and we get the radical for these four subjects. Okay. And then for nu, we eliminate the ons and we get the stem for nu and vu. Okay. So what I've done here is basically written the stem that we just got. It's the same for every subject. We got it the same. It's possible that these are not same for the first group and the second group, basically. Okay. Now we'll just add to it the ending that we just discussed some time back. So for je, I will add an ending of e. For two, I will add an ending of es, and so on and so forth. I will get the subjunctive by combining both of these. I won't put a space between these. I will write this as a single word. So can someone help me? Okay, let's go turn by turn. Gayatri, can you please read the je subjunctive for penser? Désolé, I've written it wrong here.
Je pense.
Yes. Can Priyanka read the second one, please?
Pon.
Yes. Can Simar read the third one, please? Il est long.
Il est long pense.
Very nice. Can Smriti please read the fourth one? Il est pluriel.
Pense.
Il pense. Can Summer please read the new one? Nous dash.
Nous pensions.
Yes, nous pensions. Very, very good. Can Devinder please read the vous conjugation? Vous,
On vous pensiez.
vous pensiez. Yes, that's vous pensiez. Okay, now let's look at another verb, which is mettre. Okay, and we'll just do the same thing that we just did for ill. The first rule, the second rule, we'll remove the endings and we'll get the radicals and we'll add the endings. Let's just read this out. So can maybe Gayatri help me with reading the first two?
Oui.
Je,
Je mets.
je mette,
Tu mets.
tu mette. Priyanka, can you help me with the second and third one? Il est long,
Il est long met.
il est pluriel, mette. Yes. Can okay, now let's move to just a moment, sorry. Bonjour, Piano Shalu. Can someone else just a moment. Simar, please.
Météo.
Yes, métier. Yes. Vous?
Métier.
Métier. Yes, thank you. And let's move on to choisir. We do the same thing. Just note that this is a type 2 IR verb, which means while conjugating this in the plural, we add an ISS in this, if you remember from the present tense. Given we are reading subjunctive, I'm assuming you know this rule. So we do the same thing, just that when we conjugate this in this subjunctive, the sound is actually a little different. Can someone read these? Maybe Samar, can you please read je and tu? Je dash for choisir.
Je choisis, tu choisis.
That's present. So when there's some echo, sorry. Je choisis. Okay. Tu choisis. Priyanka, can you read?
So your voice is repeating.
Just
There is
a minute.
echo in your voice.
Is it better now? Yes. So, je choisis, tu choisis. Il est long. Priyanka, can you read that? Il est long, dash. Your voice is very, very feeble. Can you please try adjusting your mic? Yes. And il est pluriel.
Choisis.
Yes. And nous and vous, can Devinder, you read this, please? Nous dash and vous dash.
Nous choisissons, vous choisissez.
Can you read that again? Sorry, I heard choisissons. That's not correct. Can you read that, please, again?
Nous choisissons, vous choisissez.
Can someone correct this?
Nous
Nous
choisissions.
choisissions.
Nous choisissions.
Yes,
Nous
thank
choisissons.
you. Yes, so it's choisissions and choisissiez. Okay, there is an IONS and IE said at the ending, so it gives the E sound as well at the end. Otherwise, the way you said it, Devinder, those are both the present conjugations of choisir. Okay.
Definitely.
Okay, thank you so much. Now look at the naughty kids, as I like to call them. These are basically fixed. These are naughty kids, but these are the ones to remember. Basically, the teacher, as they would remember the backbenchers years after they've gone up to the school. Just like that, these exceptions which are here, we need to learn them by heart separately, I know, but these are the ones that we actually remember much better than the other ones which for which we follow the rules. Okay, so there are only a few exceptions which we can learn by heart. Can someone help me read the okay? Who was not right? Shalu, can you please help me read the conjugations for être? I can zoom on this a little.
Sure, sir, sure. Je sois, tu sois, il,
Just
elle, on soit, il, elle soit, nous soyons, vous soyez.
okay. So a little correction in the pronunciation. It's nous soyons and vous soyez. It's not soyons. It's soyons. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Can someone else? Maybe Smriti, can you please read avoir? Smriti, are you there? Okay, let's pass to Samar. Can you please read these?
Uh, J'ai,
Yes.
tu, et, il, elle, on, et, il, elle, ayons,
Il, can you repeat?
et,
A.
nous ayons,
Yes.
vous ayez.
Yes. That's correct. Okay, just a moment. Something weird. Can you guys hear me well? Okay. Can someone else, maybe Devendra, can you help me with fair? Can you read the conjugations? Devendra, are you there? Okay, Gayatri, can you please help me read the fair conjugations?
Oui. Je fasse, tu fasses,
Mhm.
il, elle, on fasse,
Oui.
il, elle, pluriel fasse,
Oui.
nous faisions,
Okay.
vous faisiez.
Okay, so a little tip when when double S sound is placed between two vowels, it's said S and not Z. Okay,
Oui.
it's facier,
Fassions,
fascion, and facier, not fasion. Do you note the difference?
oui.
Okay, that's great. Can Simmer, you help me with reading the conjugations for ale? Simmer, are you there? Okay, Priyanka, can you please help me with this?
Oui,
This is
yes,
the last one.
oui.
Merci.
Je, tu, elle, il, elle, on, elle,
Yes.
nous allions, vous
Yes.
alliez, il, elle,
Yes.
pluriel, allez.
It's I. Again, it's the same as this one. Okay, the pronunciation does not change when we add an ENT at the end. Okay. So I'm assuming the conjugation rules are somewhat clear to you guys, and the exceptions as well we have learned. What we're gonna do is basically do some hints. I'll give you two hints which will help you understand the conjugations. Okay. So the first hint is that the nouveau form of subjunctive, they're exactly the same as imperfect conjugations. Okay. So if you know the imperfect conjugations, you can conjugate subjunctive for nu and vu. They are exactly the same. There's no change. Even the pronunciations are the same. Okay. The second one, and I'm sorry for the voices in the background. The second one is that the ill form, plural, are exactly the same as present indicated conjugations. If you might have noted, except for the few exceptions, these are the same for regular verbs. Okay. We good here? Okay, so let's break down the weirdo that we saw before. Okay, let's see how when we express wish, we use subjunctive. So I want you to check the first two conditions that we read. Let's revise those conditions so that we are clear on what we read. Okay, can someone revise the conditions for me? What were those two conditions? There has to be one. What is the first condition? Can someone read this? The mood should be right, right? Can Smriti read the second one, please? What is the second condition?
There should be two different subjective involved.
Yes, there should be two different subjects involved. So let's see here if our two rules are followed. Okay, we are already looking at the modes that we want. So yes, the first condition is met. The second condition is there should be je, and here we have two. So there are two subjects, and this is meeting the second condition as well. We'll use subjunctive. So you see, je vous que tu me fasses confiance. Can someone read the second one for me, please? Yeah, Priyanka, please go ahead.
Vous désirez que nous trouvions un cours de français.
Nous suivions, yes, suivions, okay, un cours de français.
Yo.
Everything was correct, yes. So I'm sure you know the meaning of these. I want that you believe in me or you trust me. Okay. The second one is you want that we follow or we take a course of French. Okay. So there is someone desiring something for someone, right? सेम बंदा अपने लिए कुछ नहीं चाह रहा है. मैंने पहले भी बताया था, इफ आई विश दैट आई बिकम द प्रेसिडेंट आई वोंट यूज je veux que je deviens le président. Okay, but if I wish it for someone else, what I'll write it, je veux que tu deviennes le président. Okay, this makes sense, this difference. Here, only this one is the subjunctive. Why? Can someone point it out? Why did I use the subjunctive in the second one and did not use it in the first one? Someone, can you tell me why?
Because there are two different subjects.
Very nice. Yes.
Very
So
nice.
that is
Yes.
the difference.
So that is the difference.
Okay. Someone and I seem to have a weird connection. I seem to have some echo when he speaks. Okay. All right, let's move on to the second one, which is emotions. Okay, the weirdo has E in it, which is emotions. Whenever we're expressing emotions, I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm fearful, I need this, or if there are necessities, obligations, and possibilities, I use the subjunctive as well. Again, okay. Let's read the first sentence. Can Simmer help me read the first one, please?
Nous sommes ravis que tu prennes un poste après avoir travaillé si dur.
Very nice. Yes. So can you tell me the meaning of this as well? Simar, can you tell me the meaning of this as well, please? Okay. So we'll continue with the meaning.
We are happy that you took a pause after having worked. If I don't know meaning of dur.
This heart. I'm trying to say here is we are happy that you took a pause, you took a break after having worked for so long.
Worked. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Can Smriti or Shalu please read this one, the next sentence? Je suis.
Sure. Je suis content que tu viennes ce dimanche.
Yes. Can you tell us the meaning of this, if you understand, please?
Yes, I am happy that you came this Sunday.
Sort of, yes. You are coming this Sunday. Yes. I am happy. So you see, we are trying to express emotions here. I'm happy, we are thankful. Okay. All of these situations, they warrant the use of subjunctive. We can't use indicative, which is the normal present punctuation here. Okay. If we read these ones now, obligation, necessity, and possibility. Can we read this one? Can someone, maybe Gayatri, can you read this one?
Oui. Qu'il est possible qu'il vienne ce soir.
Okay. Can you tell me the meaning of this as well? Just a minute. Sorry. Okay. So Gayatri, can you tell us the meaning of this one as well?
Oui. This is possible that they are coming this evening.
Yes, it's possible. So you see, there is a possibility involved in this sentence. It's possible that they do not come. Okay. And that is why when there is a possibility that something might happen or something might not happen, it's a very good use case for subjunctive. Okay. अगर मैं एक बोलता, मैं इसको change करता हूँ. Let's say I just change it for your uh, understanding. Je suis sûr. Okay. Je suis sûr. Je suis sûr qu'il vienne ce soir. अब इसमें ना प्रॉब्लम ये है कि यहाँ पे कैन समवन टेल मी इज दिस द सब्जॉन्क्टिव का वियन और इंडिकेटिव का वियन?
indicative का.
Yes, this is indicative ka VN, but as I told you, VN in ill and L, they are both the same. The conjugation is the same. We wouldn't know if the subject is ill or L, just as I told you. Okay. Even if this was, no, just for ill and L, we wouldn't know whether this is indicative or subjunctive. Okay. Make sense? So let's move on to the next use case, which is impersonal expressions. When do we use subjunctive? When we have impersonal expressions involved. Okay. What are impersonal expressions? Where the main clause is impersonal, meaning जब जो main clause होता है, as I told you, if there is a complex sentence, there are two parts to it. One is the main clause, and the other one after "k" is the subordinate clause. When the main clause is not addressed to someone in particular, okay, किसी एक बंदे को, किसी ग्रुप को अगर एड्रेस नहीं होता है, तो इट्स कॉल्ड इम्पर्सनल. ओके, सो लेट्स सी दिस. इट इज नेसेसरी दैट इल फोक इट इज नेसेसरी दैट, क्या है किसी बंदे को एड्रेस्ड है सेंटेंस? नो, राइट? इट्स जस्ट टू everyone in general. So when such sentences are written with a k, the use of subjunctive is necessary. Okay, so we'll see some expressions. Il faut qu'on fasse plus d'efforts pour sauver la planète. Okay. Can someone else read the second one? Smriti, can you help read the second one?
Il est triste que vous déménagiez cette semaine.
Yes, il est triste. It is sad. It is sad for everyone that you are basically resigning this week. Vous démissionnez. Vous démissionnez. Okay, démissionnez cette semaine. All right. So thank you for that. Let's move on to the next use case, which is regret. When we have to talk about regret, we also say use the subjunctive. Okay. Le regret. Can someone read this one and tell me which one is the subjunctive here? Simmer, can you, or yes, please read. Priyanka?
Je regrette qu'il n'y puisse pas être ici.
Okay. Priyanka, can you please tell me what is the subjunctive in this one? Désolé?
Puisse.
Puisse. Yes, this is the subjunctive here. Okay. Je regrette qu'il ne puisse pas être ici. I am regretting that he couldn't be here. Okay. And then at last we had doubt and opinions. So opinions, when they are personal, in the negative form, we use subjunctive. Can someone read this one? Je ne crois pas qu'elle
Soit coupable.
soit coupable. Can you read the second one as well, please?
Je ne pense pas que ce soit une bonne idée.
Yes. Je ne pense pas, je ne crois pas. Dono verbs jo hain, both of them are personal opinion verbs, right? Whenever you use them, je pense que, je crois que, both of them are for your personal opinions, and that is when in their negative forms only we use subjunctive. Okay. I can't say I believe that he soit coupable. Okay. I only can use it in the negative form. Je ne pense pas que ce soit une bonne idée. All right. So this is overall the subjunctive. There are a lot of expressions. I will leave you to these when you read these, right? There's a lot of theory to this because this is a complicated topic that I would cover in my classes in two goes. I wouldn't do this in one go because it's a heavy topic, right? What I'll do right now is just walk you through other aspects of the class as well, because I know this can be a little heavy. So with the subjunctive, as I told you, there is going to be a theory chapter and there is going to be a reading session in the next 2 classes. So whenever we are doing reading rounds, what we did in the subjunctive chapter is going to be revised as and when those sentence structures come up within that newspaper article or within that story that we're reading, for example, here. Right? And let's say, let's do one listening this time. I'll use for listening this audio, which is from RFE. If you might have heard this website, I'm sure you must know. RFE is a very popular website where we have the audios as well as we have the transcripts available. So what I'll do is, assuming you're listening and hearing the audio well, I'll play this audio and someone.
Stéphane, est-ce que vous devinez ce qu'on entend?
On dirait du popcorn.
Eh bien non, c'est le bruit d'une plante qui a soif. Des chercheurs viennent en effet de découvrir que des plantes émettent des sons lorsqu'elles sont stressées. C'est normalement inaudible pour l'homme. Ce qu'on entend a été retravaillé. Autre découverte, les plantes ne font pas le même bruit quand elles manquent d'eau et lorsqu'on les coupe, ces sons auraient donc un sens.
Okay, can someone tell me what they heard and what does that mean? Any idea? क्या चल रहा है ऑडियो में? Yes, Gayatri?
Noise of the plants.
Yes. What did we discuss? Any more details?
The plant,
Yes, yes. Go on, Smriti, please.
the plant environment.
Yes, yes. Okay, let's hear this with transcriptions. What I would usually do is play this 2 times without transcriptions and the 3rd time with transcriptions. But let's hear this out with the transcriptions this time.
Stéphane, est-ce que vous devinez ce qu'on entend?
On dirait du popcorn.
Eh bien non, c'est le bruit d'une plante qui a soif. Des chercheurs viennent en effet de découvrir que des plantes émettent des sons lorsqu'elles sont stressées. C'est normalement inaudible pour l'homme. Ce qu'on entend a été retravaillé. Autre découverte, les plantes ne font pas le même bruit quand elles manquent d'eau et lorsqu'on les coupe, ces sons auraient donc un sens.
Okay, can someone tell me now what's happening in this audio in a little more detail? I know we're talking about plants. Gayatri or Smriti or Simratpreet, Priyanka?
Hmm. She is asking that do you hear some noise? She
Yes,
said, I think it's the noise of the popcorn.
yes. Starting में noise आ रहा था ना पटट.
Hmm.
Yes, Smriti, go on.
Thirsty plants,
Yes, these are plants. What is the characteristics of those plants जो ये आवाज निकाल रहे हैं? क्या स्पेशल है उनमें? सारे plants ये आवाज निकालते हैं?
They are stressed.
they are stressed.
They are stressed and one जो first sentence है उसका क्या मतलब है? C'est le bruit d'une plante qui a soif. मतलब
Thirsty plants,
yes, thirsty plants are the ones that are making these sounds. Okay, what are these chercheurs? What are chercheurs? Can someone tell me?
Scientists.
Scientists or researchers, yes, what have they discovered? That plants emit the sounds when they are dash stressed. Yes, what is the characteristic of that sound? ये sentence का मतलब बता सकता है? C'est normalement inaudible to l'homme. What does that mean?
Like male is not able to hear this noise normally.
Yes. What have we done to it right now that we are able to hear it? Priyanka or Simratpreet, can you guys respond? Okay, we'll read this sentence and then we'll come to know. Ce qu'on entend a été retravaillé. Retravaillé. What's travailler? Travailler means to work. Retravailler means reworked. Ce qu'on entend, what we are hearing. Yes, yes, Priyanka, go on. Can, can you please be a little louder? Thank you.
No, just repeat.
Okay. Gayatri or Smriti, can you guys tell me what's happening in this sentence? Ce qu'on entend a été retravaillé. Okay, so we'll just do this.
What I have heard is needs to be reworked, like
Yeah,
needs to be searched more.
sort of, yes. What is happening here is the plants, they emit some sound, okay? They're emitting some sounds, but our ear is not able to hear it directly, okay? What is needed is for someone to do this or rework this sound for us to be able to hear it. It has to be transformed into something else. They have to be amplified. I don't know what, some work needs to be done on those audios. Okay? Ce qu'on entend a été retravaillé. What we are hearing has been reworked. Okay? What is the second discovery? Can someone tell me? Autre découverte.
Other discovery.
Yes. What is the other discovery? Les plantes ne font pas le même bruit quand elles manquent d'eau et lorsqu'on les coupe.
They do not make the same sound when they are missing the
Yes,
water or
they're
when they
missing
are
water. Yes.
Then cut.
They're cut. Yes.
when cut.
Sounds.
यस, तो यहाँ पे हम बोल रहे हैं कि नॉर्मल प्लांट अगर उसको प्यास लगी है वो आवाज वर्सेस उसी प्लांट को अगर हम काट दें तो दूसरी आवाज, वो दोनों साउंड्स अलग होती हैं. तो इसका मतलब ces sons मतलब these sounds auraient donc would have a sense, a meaning to them. Okay, does that make sense? Cool. Okay, so this is an example of a listening exercise that we'll do. We'll also do B1 edito audios in the class. Okay, and at last I want to go through what? I want to go through the correction examples as well. Let's go through them. Just a moment. So, yes, should be able to see it now. Are you able to see this document? What we're gonna do is in the class, you're gonna write those. Let's say I give you a topic. You're gonna write the topic outside the class, and I'm gonna correct those for you like this. For example, if you made a mistake, I'm gonna correct it by cutting it and writing something else. I'm gonna tell you why it should or be written something else, why it should be rewritten or why it is not correct. Okay, so this is the detailed feedback that I gave to my students. This is an example. The comments, they go till the end, but I gave general feedback as well. I give detailed feedback depending on the topic as well. Okay, so this is for the writing part. You're gonna mainly do this as homework, and we're gonna only discuss the corrections. We may dive into how to write certain things in French, but in general, you're gonna do the writing parts outside the class. Okay. So right now, let's maybe go to a speaking session, which is very small, not going to be very long. Just turn by turn. Let's just introduce ourselves. Tell us your name, your age, and where do you live, and maybe what are your hobbies. Can maybe Priyanka go first? Uh,
Et j'aime lire le livre roman. Oui, c'est tout.
merci beaucoup. Gayatri, can you please go now?
Je m'appelle Gayatri, je suis one of home. Je habite à Muktsar, Punjab, dans. Et je suis mariée et j'ai un fils qui s'appelle Virat.
Okay, très bien. When we say the age, we don't use je suis, we use I have these many years in French. Okay. J'ai
Oui.
22 ans. Oui, j'ai 22 ans. I think you said 22. So j'ai 22 ans. Okay. Then, Simmerpreet, can you please tell us a brief about yourself? Sorry. Okay. If you're not comfortable, that's okay. Smriti, if you want to go, please.
Bonjour, monsieur. Je m'appelle Smriti. J'habite à Delhi avec ma famille. Je suis 21.
Okay.
J'ai écrit un poème et j'écoute de la musique.
Très bien. Merci. Et Simriti, do you want to go now? Or
Je m'appelle Simrpreet Kaur, j'ai 21 ans, j'habite à Rajwari Garden, je fais du yoga.
merci, merci beaucoup. So this is just a very, very brief example of how we're gonna do these speakings. We are there, just like we did subjunctive. What I'm trying to do here is what I'm gonna do is basically in our speaking sessions, we're gonna pick up that topic and try to speak on it for some time. So in the last demo class, I actually did passe composite. So I asked people to tell us about their last day or the previous day in passe composite using passe composite, so that what you read today might be applied in speaking sessions as well. So I think this should be overall, at least for the contents of the lesson. I will just briefly now walk you through what is the timeline and what is the time duration of the class. So we have a B1 to B2 prep course. This is an intermediate course. I will directly start from le passé composé in the grammar. I will not cover present tense. I will not cover pronominal verbs, but I will give you a revision of those for sure in everything that we read. Okay. We are going to have 3 classes every week. Sorry. The class is going to be 1 hour, 10 minutes, and we have 3 of them. So it will be 210 minutes of total class within the, 330 minutes of total learning in the class. All right. Then we gonna have 12 to 14 weekday classes, and the fees for it will be 6,500 per month. As I said, I will provide you writing corrections, which are going to be 6 outside the class. And we're going to discuss those within the class as feedback. The minimum strength is 4 and maximum is 10. And the timing for this batch is going to be 6:45 to 8 a.m. in the morning. We can do 3 days within the week, whichever week the maximum is available. So I am a little flexible that way, but timing have to be a little uh, sort of fixed because there are other students and other batches. So any questions so far on the demo, on the way things are going to be conducted? Anything in general before we end this?
I want to ask that after attending this course, one can go for the TEF.
So see, I can help you cover the material for TEF, but the amount of effort you put outside the class, as I discussed, if you remember in the beginning of this demo, I can only guarantee this 1 hour that you give every day. If you do not give time outside the class, it's going to be a little tricky for you to clear TEF without personal effort. If you give personal effort outside the class, yes, you should be able to do B2 level in 5 to 6 months. And within the last 2 months, I think you will need a lot of TEF preparation as well. Okay. So we will be covering exam specific preparation, but it will have to be dependent on the group in majority. But at least for the reaching the B2, I will help you till there. Does that make sense?
This is basically B2 level course.
Yes, you should be able to go for TEF preparation yourself as well. But if you want to, maybe then we form a batch which is only for TEF. We can do that as well. Does that make sense? We should be able to cover everything for the grammar that we discussed today, like you see here in the second tab that I'm sharing right now. Within the 3rd month, we are going to be finished with the grammar. The third month is done with the grammar. Then what I plan is, this is a TEF specific curriculum. We can start for the 3rd and 4th month, 4th and 5th month. We can do the exam specific preparation if the majority is willing to do that. Assuming if some people quit, we can form a new batch which is only for TEF preparation, and we can continue till you write your exam. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah, but
Got
all the topics that come in the TEF Canada exam are still going to be covered in this course as well, because the language is the same, right? वो language की जो भी topics हैं grammar में, we're gonna do them.
Okay.
Any other questions?
So, you have making this a combined course of B1 and B2, right?
Can you please be a little louder, write your question? I'm not able to hear you.
You have made this course the combined course of B1 and B2, right?
Yes.
Okay, and what would be the fee for this combined course? Like,
So the thing is, the course is designed to be a 5-month course, right? Or 3 months
okay,
course. People who want to do only the grammar portion and no exam preparation. So 3 months is going to be the duration. You can just calculate the fee and pay it if you want. But I like to give the students a little flexibility of paying monthly, a 6,500 fee.
okay. So according to you, that will exceed to 5 months. But if somebody wants it to cover it in the 3 months just for the grammar part, it will be for the 3 months.
Yes, and when you say only grammar, it's not just going to be grammar. There are going to be other aspects that we saw. We're going to read newspaper articles, which I actually wanted to show you, and I forgot. I'll show you how we're going to read the stories and newspapers as well. Just give me 1 second. So I'm also here joined from my tablet. So if you see my tablet screen right now, I'm going to show you how we are going to read the stories. So you see, I have my tablet screen on. This is a very famous book. You might have read it. This might be a little basic for some people here, but as the stories progress, this is the book, Short Stories in French. Okay, this is for intermediate learners, and I'm going to cover these. I'm going to ask people in the class to read this. For example, Gayatri will read the first sentence, just as an example, and we're going to discuss what is the meaning of this sentence, for example. Then what will happen is, as the word via comes, I will tell you whether this is present, whether this is passé composé, and things like that from the grammar that we had learned in that week, right? So we're gonna do these. This is the story bit. As these stories progress, they get a little tougher. But to give you a better idea of the formal French that we're gonna read is newspapers. So in any language, newspapers are written by people who are the best in that language. So newspapers are a very good way of reading and learning good French. Okay, we can't be reading crappy French from anywhere. We have to read the best French written out there. So we'll pick up newspaper articles like these. Les jeunes ne font pas cadeau à l'occasion. Can someone tell me what's the meaning of à l'occasion here? Or what is the meaning of the title here? It's a lot of times these titles are idiomatic. So what happens is we will read these titles, we will read the newspaper, and we'll discover what is happening within this. And with that, our grammar concepts will be revised. Our reading part will be very strong. And with that reading part, your listening will also start to get strong because your reading part on the question paper will get stronger, right? And this will also give you a lot of new vocabulary. So there are a lot of benefits to reading a lot. And I strongly recommend that we read a lot more in the classes. So this is the way we're gonna do newspapers. Any questions?
Okay, and one more thing, do you also prepare, like, do you also take, like, is there any other batch for the DELF preparation?
Not as of now, but yes, I'm looking to make those as well.
Okay, and the slots are only for the morning batches.
Right now, yes, we have a beginners batch which is on the weekend morning. It's from 8 to 9:45 a.m.
Okay, but for the intermediate, that is for the morning.
It's for the morning right now, yes.
All right. Okay.
What's your preference? Is it for evenings in the weekdays?
No, I'm just looking after it. So,
Okay, no worries. Yeah. So it's from 7 to 8 or 6:45 to 8. 1 hour, 10 minutes of class. Yeah. All right. So if we have no more questions, I think we will end this here. And really thank you all for all your time. Wishing you the best. Thank you so much. Let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.